So back after the Christmas break, I did a load of work on this parcel shelf before Christmas. It should just slot right in because I've measured and remeasured and templated and yada yada yada. So this should just fit in nicely. Cool, okay, that looks nice, pleased with that. Yeah, I think until the back seat goes in, this doesn't really get trapped down properly. But once I put the speakers in, that will screw this onto the sheet metal. So I think it's finally time to try and put the trunk lid back on. Which is almost definitely a two-man job, but there's just one of me. So let's see how we get on with this. Here we go, check this out. Got the whole, got my new logos on the back, got the number plate back on. So I ended up having to get replacements for these, for the V and for the bow tie, because they were, well, this was all broken and discoloured, and this on the previous one had a big split down the middle, and this is what sort of forms the, you can see, like the handle to lift the boot, the trunk lid, so it needs to be solid. So yeah, I've got a new one of those. So that now looks absolutely fabulous. Really pleased with how that looks. I've also managed to get my 6x9s in there. Pioneer speakers bumping. Yeah, they're not wired up to anything just as yet. There is no working stereo in this car, but yeah, these chaps are ready to go, so pleased with that. Right, so a job that I've been putting off a little bit, but I need to do before I ever get to a point where I can put the seats in and the carpet in and that kind of thing, is looking at the electrics, because there's a whole lot of cables that run under the floor sills. So I've taken the opportunity to take off this floor sill and at the front. So having got that off, I can see there's a little bit of surface rust under there, so that'll be getting the wire wheel and bus converter on that. So then I've got all my cables here that run in this little gully. That also could do with a bit of wire wheel work on that. So yeah, one of the issues I want to look at is the indicator lights, and those are controlled by this pink wire. There's also a purple one. I need to clean up these wires just so I can see. I think that's the purple one there, that looks purplish. And yeah, I think in the front here I discovered the purple one is not connected to anything, so wouldn't that be good? I mean, you know, we're not beginners at this stuff. We know that I can fix that wire and it still won't make the indicators work, because it won't be one problem, it will be more than one problem. But anyway, first things first, let's trace the length of this wire and replace it if I can. So anyway, check this now. Put my blinker on. Yes. Oh yes. Left turn. I'm so pleased with that, that's fantastic. Okay, so following on from my enormous success with the indicators, I've sort of started looking at some of the other electrics, and I've got the horn doesn't work in here. Well, yeah, the horn never worked in here. I know I've got some issues with the actual horns themselves. I think only one of them works, but that's fine. Separate to that, I don't think the horn button on the steering wheel ever worked. So this is the horn relay. So this is where the power for the horn goes to. It also grounds it out. On that, I couldn't pick up an electrical connection between that and the steering wheel, which is where the horn is triggered from. So I don't know if we can see this very well. Probably not. But the gold ring in the middle there is what makes the contact when you press the horn, and that was showing no continuity between that and the horn relay. So I've just run what I discovered was there is a green wire under here, and looking at the wiring diagram, the green cable should be what feeds the power from the steering wheel to the horn relay. That there was no connection between those, so I think that wire must be knackered somewhere. So what I've done is I've put in a separate kind of temporary wire just going from this one to the horn relay, and that when I connect there, you can hear my multimeter is making noises, so that tells me I have got an electrical connection there. So I think what I'm going to do is I will replace this wire permanently. Clearly there's a break in the wire somewhere. If I can do that, then I think I can get this horn working when I get the steering wheel back on. Okay, so I have now rewired that. It's not a pretty job, but I have just done a quick rewire of the horn. So I thought we'll do a live test. Chits and giggles. So battery's connected up. I'm actually not sure if the horn should work without the ignition on, but anyway, let's get things working regardless. Hear the fuel pump. I'm actually not sure how to trigger this. Not like that apparently. Oh, hello. It's making a noise. I wonder if that's this one that I know is knackered. I wonder if this one was trying to do anything, because that one I think works. Okay, so it turned out the horn that does work had a bad ground, so I've now sorted that out, and now she has a voice. Okay, another electrical job I'm tackling is the dome light, which this car has never had. It's not had since I've had it. So I bought, this was not something that I could just fix up, you know, what I already had, because it wasn't there. So I've bought a reproduction dome light, and that is what goes in the middle of the roof. You can see there's a little patch there. So that's where it should go. So yeah, I've now got the scary prospect of having to cut into my headliner, which I don't like the idea of, but you know, got to do it. I'll try and keep this as a keyhole operation as much as possible. We'll see how that pans out. Okay, so I've loosely wired that in with a couple of bullet connectors. I have absolutely no idea if any of the wiring that goes from there to the door openers and all that sort of thing is correct, but let's just connect up the battery and see what happens, I guess. Hey! Oh yes! Okay, here we go. Doors are all closed. That's so superb. He works. Oh. The light switch on the left rear door doesn't work, but all the others do. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick skim over the successes I've had with electricals, because I need to wrap up this video really. So dome light, superb. Switch my lights on. Whee. That has worked. So we have headlights. We now have working indicators. That's cool. And then also, yeah, indicators at the back. Also, my license plate lights work since I had to really clean those up and rewire them, and of course put in new bulbs. So pleased about that. Just show you the other indicator. There we go, he's done, and this dude on this side as well. Looking good. Okay, I don't know how well this is going to come out on here, but I'm going to demonstrate the high beams. The high beams work as well. Cool. And just round the back of the car, switch these up. Just demonstrate brake lights. And then lastly, switch on the wipers. I haven't actually connected the wiper blades still. But yeah, these dudes are moving. And over there. So yeah, I'll need to connect those up at some point. I haven't done it yet. But yeah, those are moving. So